Hey guys, this is ValueCast and I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today I have a quick Diablo 4 build guide which is mostly intended for console users, but anybody can copy this build and you will still have tons of fun with it. So before we get to the build itself, I just want to give a special shout out to Rax and Maxroll guides for presenting a lot of the information you will see in this build. Note, I still have tons of glyph to work and tons of things I can fix, including finding the ultra best mythical gear. Even so, with so many things still to fix, I am still shredding through everything in the game. Let's give it up for Blizzard. This Spirit-born class is pretty amazing. So what is this build good for? Well, it's mostly good for everything. Infernal Hordes will become a joke. Dark Citadel, Uber bosses, you name it, this build will demolish it. This is more geared towards mid to end game progression, and there are some items that this build will require to work properly. As always, let's start with the skill tree and where to place them on the PS5 controller layout so that it's easier on your fingers. First, to our basic skills, 1 point on Rock Splinter and then enhance it. We won't have this ability in our toolbox as we won't be using this skill whatsoever. Moving to our main ability in core skills, Crushing Hands. As many points as you can accumulate here from gears and mythic uniques. Enhance it and go for Advantageous Crushing Hands for the knockdown extra damage boost. This skill we will place on square on the PS5 controller since it's the main ability that will be constantly activating. Or core passives, Vigorous 1 out of 3, Balance Exertion 3 out of 3, Follow Through 3 out of 3. Next up, or focus skills, Ravager 5 out of 5, Enhance it and replenish Ravager. This skill will be on R1 on the PS5 controller. Passives, Marriage 3 out of 3 or more, Unrestrained Power 4 out of 3. We are always unstoppable, so this is an infinite boost, basically. Focal Point 1 out of 3, Apex 3 out of 3. Moving to our defensive skills, Armor Hide 1 out of 5, Enhance it and Reinforced Armor Hide. This will be on Triangle on PS5. Counter Attack 2 out of 5, Enhanced and then Adaptable Counter Strike. This skill will be on the X on the PS5 controller. Scourge 1 out of 5, Enhance it and Reinforce Scourge. This skill will be on the R2 controller. Passive Endurance 1 out of 3, Perseverance 3 out of 3, Patient Guard 1 out of 3, Auspicious 3 out of 3 from Armor, if not, only 1 out of 3. Next to our potency skills, only passives here. Resilient 1 out of 3 or more with armor bonuses. Dominant 1 out of 3, Potent 3 out of 3, Furnace 3 out of 3. Next, or ultimate skills. This Hunter 2 out of 5, Enhanced and Exalted Hunter for cooldown reduction. This is our massive hit multiplier and it's almost reusable instantly. This skill is in the L2 controller. The ultimate passives 3 out of 3 on Resolution, Spiritual Attunement 1 out of 3, Supremacy 3 out of 3. Key passives, Prodigy Tempo. For our Spirit Hall, first slot is Jaguar and second slot is Gorilla. Let's jump into our armor, weapons and affixes. Harmony of Ibiwaka, but ideally Chaco will be the best helmet here. For the chest, go for a Shroud of False Death preferably. If not, go for Tyrael's Might. If you don't have a mythical, go for something that you can temper, and on the affix, place Arcane Armor of Binding Morass. For gloves, Bone Weave Gauntlet of Moonrise. Temper on Crushing Hands and Crushing Hand Size. Look for critical damage or strike chance. Legs, Exceptional Leggings of Interdiction. Look for Resolve stacks on the tempering. Best boots in slot is Jan's Blessings. Amulet, Monsoon Line of Plain Power. Tempering the Hunter cooldown reduction and Gorilla damage increase. First ring in slot, Innervation Circle of Redirect Force. Look for Dexterity, Critical Damage, Counterattack Charges, and Gorilla Damage. Second ring and best in slot, highly needed, is Ring of the Midnight Sun. You can obtain it by defeating Lord Seer. For the weapon, this is the most important and most needed item in this build, Rod of Kepeleke. You can easily obtain this by the merchant in town, provider of curiosities, and good luck getting it. For the Paragon points, please copy here. The first board will be Fitness. That's the glyph, Fitness. Second board, we go for Vicious Shield, and then the glyph will be Spirit. Third board, we're looking for Sapping, and the glyph is Outmatch. Fourth Paragon, Revealing. Glyph is Colossal. Fifth Paragon is Drive. The glyph is Turf. So the way to use this build is basically pressing all of the given abilities at the same time. That's why I made it easy on your fingers on the PS5 version. I am sure Xbox players can also figure this out. You start by simply having your buffs on, like the counterattack, Ravager, and in the middle of the fight you can summon the Hunter multiple times to aid you in battle and do massive hits. Then the Scourge will basically enhance all of these abilities, and Armor Hide is an extra layer of protection. I don't find myself using it as much as I would like to. That's why I put it in the most uncomfortable part of the controller, Triangle. I've cleared Pit 65 plus, which is Tormented level 4, done Hordes, beat Citadel bosses, and had a blast with this build. My favorite thing about it, it's how fun it is to play, and you actually feel like you're doing stuff in the game, and not just mashing one random ability over and over again. I mean, you are doing that, but with different abilities at the same time. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this guide, please say so down in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.